When we have our apples, we just do a little coat of flour over them. And what this does is it helps it so it doesn't sink once I add it to the cake. And it just helps kind of stay on top or mix nicely throughout. Okay, for the apple cake, we're going to use Namaste gluten-free flour blends, and I usually get this at Costco. But with any gluten-free flour, it's usually kind of dense, and so I'll make sure the bag's closed really tight, and then I'll shake it back and forth just to kind of loosen it up so that it makes the cake lighter and a little bit fluffier than it would otherwise. I also like to put the eggs in a separate bowl just so that when you crack them, they don't get any shells, or if the egg is bad or anything like that, it doesn't ruin your whole mixture. When I first made this recipe, it calls for sour cream, and I didn't have any sour cream, so I was looking for different substitutions of what I could do because I really wanted to make this cake. And I looked in my fridge and I had some of this Yoplait YQ yogurt, and it's nice and it's thick like Greek yogurt or sour cream, but it doesn't have that sour taste to it. And I thought, hey, that could probably work. And so I did that, and it made the cake taste so good and have so much vanilla flavor with it that I just haven't missed the sour cream in it and just used the yogurt instead. If you don't have vegetable spray, you can use shortening. I just like to use a sandwich bag and spread it around so I don't have to get it all over my fingers. And then you can dust it with the flour. For the topping, we have brown sugar, flour, and cinnamon, and butter. Did I say butter already? I may have. But you just want to kind of use your fingers, break it apart, mush it together so you have nice good clumps that you can pour on top to give it a nice good crunch and texture when you eat the final product. So here's this guy ready to go into the oven. We're going to do about 50 minutes, even though the recipe calls for about 40. Whenever I do gluten-free conversions, I find it always takes longer in the oven than what the recipe really calls for. So you just kind of have to play it by ear whenever you're baking sometimes, just because one oven is different than the rest, or altitudes or anything like that. And then I'll let you know how it comes out. I finished baking the apple coffee cake and it turned out fantastic. I did leave it in for about 55 minutes. Instead of the 50, it just needed a little bit longer to cook. And this is how it turned out. And you can eat it plain, but I do like to dress it up with some whipped cream and caramel. I mean, look, you can see all those nice chunks of apple and this lovely, moist, rich cake. It is so good. Let's just dive into this real fast here. I mean, look, you get the cream, you got a chunk of apple, and almost every single bite, the cake is nice and moist. It's so good. You have the denseness of the cake, but it's not heavy. And you have that chunk of apple that's just not too soft, but it has a nice crisp bite to it still. You have the smoothness of the whipped cream and that buttery, kind of silky flavor of the caramel. And all together, it just makes one fantastic, delicious bite. And this is a good thing that does need to be shared to, if you just want to eat it yourself or share it with others, totally up to you, but it's one worth making for sure.